The Unforeseen Checkmate, my unforgettable childhood chess tale. Dear friends, I want to share a special memory from my childhood that still brings a smile to my face. Back when I was in 4th grade at St. Teresa's School in Anaculum, something incredible happened. One of my schoolmates was a famous child actress in Malayalam movies at that time. But that's not the main part of the story. Every day after school, I would rush to the field with my friends to play football. Our house was near the Palarivatam bypass road, Kochi, Kerala, which was under construction. One day, while playing football, I saw my serious-minded father getting off the bus. He was a professor at Maharaja's College in Anaculum. He had a package in his hands, and I was curious about what it could be. When I returned home after sunset, I discovered something wonderful. My 2 sisters were sitting on either side of my father's office table. My mother was looking at something on one side, and my father was pointing at the table and talking about things like elephants, horses, rooks, queens, and kings. I had no idea what they were discussing. I quickly washed my face, hands and feet and hurried to the table. That's when I nudged my sister aside and took a seat on the stool. On the table, there was a wooden board with black and white squares, and it was filled with beautiful pieces. I overheard my father saying it was a famous game called chess, and only smart people could play it. I saw this as a chance to prove my intelligence. So, I started learning chess from my father. I found the horse piece particularly interesting, and I quickly learned how to use it strategically. My father also taught me about different chess openings like Queen's Pawn, King's Pawn, Dragon Variation, and French Defense. I began to understand the importance of castling too. During this time, I also started reading books about famous chess masters from my father's bookshelf. All of this happened within just a few months. Looking back, that experience with chess was a significant turning point in my life. It sparked a deep love for the game and opened my eyes to the strategies and mental challenges it offered. Chess taught me important lessons about planning ahead, being patient, and making wise decisions. Even today, I treasure the memory of that wooden chessboard and the knowledge my father shared with me. Thinking about this memory reminds me how powerful childhood experiences can be in shaping our futures. Those moments of discovery and learning can plant seeds that grow into lifelong passions. I am forever grateful for that unexpected introduction to chess, and it continues to bring joy to my life. As I continue this story, I hope it reminds you of the magic that can happen when we embrace new experiences and opportunities. Who knows what passions and interests may lie within us, waiting to be discovered. Meanwhile, a chess player named Anthony, whom my father taught at the college, used to come home every day. My father taught him how to play chess and basic tactics. Anthony became really good at the game and even became the local chess champion. He started winning against my father in their chess matches, and he became famous as a senior champion in the college and district levels. That important day of my life, Anthony came to my house as usual, but my father hadn't come back from work yet. He went into the room and set up the chessboard, arranging the pieces just like my father always did. He started reading one of my father's chess book collections while waiting for him. I was eager to play chess with Anthony Chetan and show everyone how much I had improved. I had been practicing a lot and even defeated my sisters regularly. However, they didn't want to play with me anymore and ran away whenever I asked. I felt too embarrassed to ask my father to play, so this was a perfect opportunity. Feeling nervous, I sat in front of the white chess pieces. Anthony was still deeply engrossed in his book. With hesitation, I picked up the pawn in front of the queen and moved it forward 2 squares, making a little noise. Suddenly, Anthony looked up from his book, surprised to see the chessboard and his little opponent. I felt a mix of excitement and embarrassment. With a smile on his face, Anthony started moving his pieces too. My arms became stiff, and I had to concentrate hard on holding the pieces. Anthony continued reading his book between my moves, making me feel even more nervous. But I was determined to play my best and show everyone how much I had learned. After 6 or 7 moves, my opponent realized that things were not going well for him. He closed his book and started playing more seriously, as if he were facing my father in a fierce battle. His forehead creased with worry, and tension filled the air, turning our game into a captivating battlefield. Just then, my father returned home from college. He changed his clothes and chuckled at the sight of our intense match. Apologizing for his lateness, he joined us, unaware of the seriousness on Anthony's face. Silence enveloped the room as my father tried to grasp the unfolding chessboard drama. Anthony Chetin skillfully thwarted some of my attacks on the left side, his moves strategic and precise. He paused to sip the tea my mother had brought, even though it had grown cold from neglect. Meanwhile, my opponent had nearly trapped my queen, leaving me in a precarious position on the left flank. My poor queen faced certain defeat on the imminent move. I glanced contemplatively at my father and Anthony, standing and seated opposite to me, both seemingly transformed into formidable adversaries. What my opponent said to my father with great confidence still echoes in my ears. "Sir, your kid is good." I barely escaped. When stress strikes, concentration falters. Isn't he just a little boy? With more guidance, he will surely become a skilled player in the future, Anthony Chetin said, his words filled with eloquence. My father looked at me sympathetically, understanding the plight of his young chess prodigy. And now, 45 years later, I watch that moment unfold in my mind like a high-definition movie. My turn now. Suddenly my clever white knight, positioned on the right side, made a final leap towards Anthony Chetin's complacent black king, who was leisurely basking without a castle. With a resolute voice, I halted the knight and whispered, "Check." Oh, what a check it was. Both my father and my opponent turned their heads, shocked by the unexpected turn of events. The field fell silent for a few moments. They exchanged bewildered glances. Finally, the words I had been eagerly waiting for escaped Anthony's lips. "Sir, it's a checkmate," he told my father. Harry's brilliance had prevailed. They stared at me in disbelief. To this day, I vividly recall the long diagonal path my bishop had taken, lurking in the shadows on the left side. It became a subject of debate for days on end, as neither of them had seen the track. The following evening, Anthony Chetin arrived with a delightful chocolate as a gift. That was the beginning of my passionate chess adventure. The unstoppable excitement of horseback journeys on the chessboard took hold of me. Love for the game ignited within me, and to this day, I continue to embark on thrilling battles of victory and defeat in online games. My heartfelt greetings on this beautiful day goes out to all chess enthusiasts. With a suspenseful ending, the tale of my chess safari continues, leaving you yearning for more thrilling encounters on the checkered battlefield.